So today we're going to talk about the immune system just for a little bit, then you're going to do some exploration into it, and then I'll give you some time to work in your top tab book. We'll go ahead and get these copied down into your notebook. These are some of our main definitions of our immune system, what they are, and then I'll talk about them. So if you need to pause for this section until you get the definitions down, that's fine. Go ahead and do that, and then I'll talk about them. So I would pause here until everybody has them written. Okay, so the immune system is a series of organs, glands, all kinds of things that work together to protect your body against foreign substances. So, the immune system protects your body against pathogens, which don't look like this, but look like this. So that's different bacteria, viruses, sometimes it's microorganisms that can get inside and attach to your body. So it defends against those, and it defends against different diseases that are passed as well. The next one we want to talk about is an antigen. Antigen and antibodies are really important, and you're going to write these down. You're going to be like, I don't know what that is. These are kind of your determiners of what kind of blood type you're going to have, and it also is your body's main defense for fighting against these things that make you sick. Okay, so an antigen is something in your body that causes your immune system to wake up and respond and go and make sure things are okay. An antibody is something that attaches to that pathogen, so that virus, bacteria, or microorganism, and make sure that it's not able to get in and attack your body. So it may not leave your body immediately, but your antibody attaches on and kind of shuts down that pathogen, or attempts to. Sometimes there's just too many and it can't, so you get sick. Alright, so some organs of the immune system. Your tonsils and your adenoids. Those can be removed, but they do help in immune response. You've got lymph nodes, which is what your doctor is going to check when you are sick. So if they're ever feeling around your neck, they want to see, are those swollen? Because that means, hey, my immune system is hard at work trying to fight off something inside my body. Your thymus, which is right in the middle of your chest, kind of that central area where everything happens. You've got more lymph nodes in different parts of your body, so you've got some under your armpits, you've got some in your legs. Right? Bone marrow is actually part of the immune system, because it has some immune response and white blood cells that it produces. Your spleen, your appendix is considered part of your immune system. You can get rid of that, though. Okay, so your thymus. Thymus is in that central location, right there in the chest. Okay? It's right behind your breastbone, and this is where your T cells, which are your fighting cells, okay, the ones that are fighting off those diseases or those pathogens, that's where they have to kind of grow up. Okay, so they stay in that location until they're ready to go out and fight their battle. Okay, your bone marrow, and this is where, again, where white blood cells are being made. So inside your bones, they make those white blood cells, the ones that go out and take care of business out there and when diseases and pathogens come in. So they're made in that location. So the skeletal system is also working with your immune system, which is, again, no system is by itself. Every system works with another system, so keep that in mind. Your lymph nodes, which they store those working cells, those fighting cells, and then they also are the ones, like I said, that get sore or big when you get sick, and that's what your doctor is always checking for when they check your neck, and they're like, oh, are your lymph nodes swollen? That's just the big indicator to say, hey, you are actually sick. Your body is fighting off something. This is the body's response. And then your spleen is the biggest organ you have in your immune system. It's where your body gets its control of how much blood is in it, in your spleen. It also has more of those white blood cells that fight infections, so they hold there. There's lots of locations that they're kind of stored. So, I talked about antibodies and antigens that kind of tell you what kind of blood type you are. So, whenever you go to the doctor, they're going to try to figure out what blood type you are, because one, if they have to do some sort of transfusion, which means switching out your blood because something's wrong with it with another person, they need to know what kind you can take and what kind is going to mix with your body properly and not be rejected from your body, because that can happen. And they also want to know in case there's ever an instance where you want to donate blood. And so, like, you can go to the Red Cross, or they'll have blood donations when you get old enough to do this in high school, and more or less when you can start doing these sort of things. They'll have something like the Red Cross come out, and you'll sit there and donate blood, a safe amount of blood. They're not going to drain your body of all the blood. And then they'll tell you what kind of blood type you are, because it is really important to figure out what kind can you mix with. Can you receive from certain ones? Can you only give to certain ones? Okay, so in type A blood, okay, these are the blood types that have antibodies, and so those things that attach to pathogens in their plasma, and have antigens in their red blood cells. Okay. Type B blood has A antibodies in their plasma, B antigens in their red blood cells. Type AB blood has no antibodies, but it has A and B antigens in its red blood cells. And then type O blood has both types of antibodies, so both of those types that attack and attach to pathogens in the plasma, and then no antigens at all in its blood type. Now, if you're ever wondering what kind of blood type you are, you can go to the doctor, they'll let you know, and this is kind of your chart to see who goes where, which ones mix with which ones. So O can go to anybody. Okay, it's called the universal donor, which means if you're a type O blood type, you're really, really wanted in blood donations, because anybody can get your blood type, and it'll be working fine, and it's not a big deal, because those antigens that don't exist make it so your body can mix with it, and it's not going to attack the blood and think it's some sort of foreign system coming into yours. A can only donate to an A blood type or an AB blood type, which kind of makes sense, because A, if it doesn't have A in it, you can't donate to me. B can only donate to B or AB, same sort of concept. And AB can only donate to AB, because it has to have both. So it's kind of a and B are an either or situation, and AB, it has to happen. It has to have both. And, okay? So O is the universal donor, but AB is something called the universal recipient, which means that it can receive blood from any type of blood type, which not all can do that. O can only receive from O, A can only receive from A and O, or A and AB, no, A and O. B can only receive from O and B, and AB can receive from everybody. So, universal donor, O, universal recipient, AB. So if you're an AB blood type, you can get blood from anybody. If you're an O blood type, you can give blood to anybody. Alright, so fun facts. One, I talked about yesterday, that the immune system affecting your loneliness affects your immune system, but this kind of goes off of it. Your cells in your body react to everything that your mind says. Okay? So, being negative can bring down your immune system. So just another reason to stop that complaining or focus on the positive. Being negative can actually make you sick. Alright, so you're going to work on 2 blue sheets that talk a little bit more about the immune system, 2 blue worksheets. And then if you get that finished, tuck those aside, you're going to work on your Top Tab book. Okay? And when I say work, I mean work. Okay? Work until the bell rings. You people don't have that far to go. You've got the system worked out now. Work. Use this time, because our Top 10 book is due now in less than 2 weeks. Okay? They're due on the 14th of December, which seems far, far away, but you really need to make sure we're getting that done and we're focusing on that, because we're doing something in class every day up until that point. So, make sure that you use your time wisely.